You know, pretty thick. There we go.
La 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 la. Is this one okay? Or do you need me to adjust it any?
As soon as I stop running over my cord, I need it to go that way some. Perfect.
Okay. I did it too much, didn't I?
No, I think
He said perfect. Stop touching it.
yeah, there.
You said perfect, and then I moved it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to fix it. So did you post on Twitter about those dice?
Yeah. There you go.
All right, there we go. I'm in Mob Crush. I have joined.
I can has Mob Crush.
Can
We
has
are
Mob Crush?
live
Oh,
now.
All right. Do we want to have a bet
Join.
on if Keith is the first person in chat or not?
I don't know. That's Keith is normally the first person in chat.
Dice.
Whatever. I like
I like Keith.
depending
we like,
on that.
We like consistency. I get.
Yeah.
It's just like you never bet it. Oh no, it's Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Eric is the first guy in chat.
It's kind of like on all the Dice Tower Live things. Like, who does anyone beat Kabuki Kid?
I would know. I've not watched the Dice Tower lives mostly.
It's been a while since I've watched, but like I'll go back and like watch some of their top 10 stuff, and they're doing them all live recently.
Oh, they may cut them because I don't know if they've. I don't know. I've watched some of them, but
Yeah, the chat's over there, but it's like optional to view it.
oh, okay. How's it going, Eric?
What's shaking in your gaming world?
What's shaking in your bacon? All right. Have you tested?
Let me see.
Hang on. Renegade. That's the wrong one. Sorry. You gotta reset your hotkeys.
I have a Renegade game now.
I will own a Renegade game as soon as it ships.
I got Raiders of the North Sea over there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it came in with Charterstone and. But wait, there's more.
No, there really is more. Call within the next 15 minutes.
Are you pooping?
I always
I
wondered.
mean, right now,
yeah, right now, at this exact moment.
not anymore.
Because I am a little whiny baby.
All right, off work early. Can anyone do a good Gary Busey impression?
Hey, I'm Gary Busey.
Well,
Wow.
I mean,
he
would
says
you-
his name all the time. That's fantastic.
Even if they did a bad Gary Busey impression, would you know the difference?
All I can really think of right now is the Fire TV stick.
Yeah, the Fire TV. Show me Gary Busey shows.
That's hilarious.
Did you see the Carson City picture I posted of like the stuff in the insert? It was like, hey, there's even room for Santa and Gary Busey.
I scrolled. Anytime I see Carson City, I just keep scrolling.
But yeah, the one of the promo rolls, it looks exactly like a cartoon version of Gary Busey. It's fantastic.
Oh. So, did you see the stuff on Twitter, Chris, about somebody being fired from their job because they had like a team building exercise at their house? Like, it wasn't that they had a team building. Okay, so this person said, "Hey, why don't you guys come over this weekend? We'll have like a little, team building event,
I
and
think
we'll
I may
play
have
some
heard
board
something
games."
vaguely.
And he pulled out Freedom the Underground Railroad, and somebody reported him, and he got fired for asking people to play that game.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I don't know like the implications behind it. The guy hasn't spoken up.
I don't think I heard that, so maybe.
Yeah, so the guy
I really haven't
who
heard anything about that, but
the guy whose friend it was, he hasn't spoken up yet about like the exact reasoning that they gave for why that was inappropriate. But I'm just like, that's a little interesting. Like,
this is
why?
why
Why that game?
I stay by myself. I come out with you. See, we don't work together. That's great.
Mhm.
I'll come over here. That's a great time. Y'all can come over to my house. I'll go over to your houses. Hey, whatever. That's great.
Mm.
By the way, Philip, you're fired.
I like to keep the 9 to 5 separate from the 5 to 9.
Yeah.
have no response to that.
But yeah, I just thought that was crazy. I'm like, I don't know. It's weird.
I noticed all the sound effects were low
Are
on
you kidding?
on the recording.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
I was thirsty, and
I
it's
thought you'd
almost
be-
empty.
All right. Are you ready to kick this pig?
Yes.
I'm against kicking pigs.
I prefer kicking chickens.
No, they
Yeah,
fight
no.
back.
No.
They call all their buddies
Do
and
you
they
ever
come and
remember?
fight back.
Did you ever play Fable,
Yeah.
where you like kick the chicken?
One of the achievements was chicken punter. You had
Yeah.
to like,
Yeah, I would refer to it as punting more than kicking. It
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
less violent.
you had to, and the way you got chicken punter was you did it in a town at the top of a hill,
Yeah.
and then because it added linear distance of the hill as part of your, you had to kick it like 100 feet or something.
And then also, I just remember throwing the chickens in Zelda Ocarina of Time, where they go. "Bagok, bagok, bagok, bagok."
Well, yeah, but if you attack them,
Oh, yeah.
they call in their buddies and they fight back.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Death chicken. But yeah, short answer. I'm ready.
Okay. Is that the short answer? I don't want the long answer.
TLDR, I'm ready.
Baby Shark.
Stop
Shut
it.
up.
No one said that.
Somebody mute her.
No, please don't. I won't do it again. I promise. In your face, Cthulhu.
All right.
Yes, we'll mute Cindy and then she'll just move her lips and we'll use her sound bites as
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's enough
I
on
only
here
have
to
two.
we would never know.
Don't I only have two?
Are you kidding? In your face, Cthulhu.
I'm a little whiny baby.
I'm a little whiny
Yeah.
baby.
And then
It's like she's here.
the shiny man.
Oh, that's Colin.
Well, yes, you burping.
Yeah. Oh, it's me burping. That's right. Well, that happens too. Often.
All right. I'm going to start the show now.
All right, so let's check.
I don't know where that is on here.
What?
The burp. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need it.
Might not be on there anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't know. Anyways,
Okay.
I don't know. It felt
Ew.
appropriate.
I
Are you
have
gonna
one
do
coming, but I don't
The
have one
intro
coming.
dialogue.
Yes. I'm going to
Monologue.
give a countdown. Don't worry. All right. Show start in 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by Easy Roller Dice. Go check out the amazing dice and accessories they have by going to easyrollerdice.com. Live from OCD Studios, it's time for Boards and Swords.
Crank it up!
I just noticed the bass line in this. I've never paid attention. So, when I listen to music, I listen to more of the treble notes just because it's where my range is, you know? So when I
Okay.
finally discovered the bass line, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. What?
All right, welcome to
All
Boards
right,
and Swords,
so,
everybody.
Yeah, welcome to Boards and Swords. This is a podcast where we have fun talking about board games. I like that. It's a little. I started that last time. I'm gonna keep that going.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts. My name is Chris Renshaw. We've also got the nice dulcet tones of Mr. Colin Pastorius.
Yeah, otherwise known as critical failure.
What?
Do I want to know?
Well, I roll ones a lot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So does Bruce.
And then going around the circle, we have his wife, Cindy Pastorius.
Hello. I am very cold today. Not that most of you will ever see this,
Hey,
but I'm wearing
at
my
least
coat.
it's colder elsewhere.
Oh, gosh.
I've been.
yes.
I know
It
some
was
friends
colder
in
on
the,
Monday.
I have friends in the Midwest that
Yeah,
like their
it's-
entire city is a sheet of ice.
That's horrible.
That's
Never.
cool.
I do not want to go there.
And then last but probably least is Mr. Philip Herbrig.
Her brig.
Her brig.
That I stumbled there.
Adding extra.
Throw him in the Herbrig.
Yeah, back to all my high school. Everybody in school ever always adding unnecessary letters to my name.
That was just I can't speak words.
I was say,
You were in Germany for that, weren't you?
Huh? No,
No.
the Germans got it.
Oh, okay.
They understood the name. It was the people in America could not comprehend. My last name is 2 3-letter words pushed right next to each other. And you see that name on paper, you hear someone say it, and you're just like, That's wrong.
I don't think people. I think
You're
it's because
saying it wrong.
because we're trained as individuals not to say her and big
Yeah.
together. Like
That's so
that's just like as a concept. So they're like wanting to like.
In South Carolina, the big one was it was herbic.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Just like I've
BIK
seen
or
every
BICK.
variation of the word Renshaw, Crenshaw, Renshaw. They wanted to put like an L on the
L on
end.
there? There you go.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Hey, you could start like up a knitting company and make Ren shawls.
Yeah. Don't think I haven't thought of it. All right. But let's get started with some news. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? I only made these like 3 hours ago, so I'm gonna apologize if they're terrible.
Hey, that's
was-
current events.
I was populating the show notes, and I was like, oh, there's no news here. I forgot to do news.
It's extremely current events. It's good. You're fine.
So let's start out with an old favorite, FFG.
Boo.
They
They're
announced-
gonna stop putting punch outs in everything.
You almost stole my joke.
Oh,
Almost.
damn.
Except for I almost didn't. I thought about making a cardboard punching joke. That's,
Okay.
but they announced a new Lord of the Rings game,
Cool.
Journey in Middle Earth. Lord of the Rings Journey, Journey in Middle Earth. It's basically like Descent or Imperial Assault, but Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Where it's an app-driven game and players control heroes fighting around in the world. It's got miniatures all over the place. But it's got miniatures for all the characters and monsters, but do we really consider the Hobbit to be a miniature at this point? Or is that just more life size?
I like that one.
Me too.
A micro chair.
No, it's actual size.
Life-size hobbits in this box.
You didn't know it, but the Star Wars, or excuse me, I was just talking about Star Wars. The Transformers TCG is getting a new expansion.
All right.
This one is using like the combining robots. The
combiners.
Yeah, the combiners. It's gonna have foldable cards
I'm okay with that.
that you like. So like one side when you fold is like it's normal robot mode, and then you fold it and it's regular car mode or whatever, and then you unfold it and it becomes part of the leg for
Part of the-
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like Exodia in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. The set is called Somebody Please Buy This Game.
Got him!
It's actually called Rise of the Combiners, but
I get it.
all right, something that half this table cares about.
Cool.
Roll and Rights.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yay.
Days of Wonder's releasing one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A dice drafting roll and write game called Corinth
Yes, I've seen this.
this May. Now, something that you all may not know, especially Philip, is that the company Days of Wonder, makers of like Small World,
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride, Memoir 44, all those kinds of games, they typically they do reverse of like what a lot of game companies do. And they only really release like one game a year. Like they focus on that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is our game this year.
Okay.
You know why you got this look?
Well,
like
I'm wondering, is that a not the norm business model?
well,
It
meaning
depends
most
on the company.
a lot of keep in mind this is an Asmodee Group property, but like
Oh,
most
okay.
of them are just like buy all our stuff.
Yeah.
And they put out like
The
5 games a year.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
larger
okay.
companies
Okay.
will put out several games a year. And
In fact,
Days of Wonder's a large company.
very rare that a company puts out one game a year because it's hard to suffice on one game a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason Days of Wonder does is because now they're owned by Asmodee.
And they have Ticket to Ride, which sells like crazy.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I don't think that counts Ticket to Ride expansions either, because those they just churn out. Like that
Yeah.
one's almost like they just use the artist to create it, and then they just put it through a machine, and it churns out expansions.
That's
Yeah, maybe.
But
What's the joke?
the joke is you have to wait until next year for an original theme game
Wait, what?
because it's Corinth. It's literally trading in the Mediterranean.
Oh. Okay.
That one's in the middle because it was the worst of the bunch.
I am curious about that game because like they're known for their component quality.
yeah,
And I'm like, is it
How do you
coming
do that with-
pre-laminated or is it going to be like dry erase?
Mm-hmm.
I think they showed a picture. At least if you go to the link, it'll be in our show notes.
Okay.
It's got. I think I saw the picture of like the components.
Is Railroad Ink considered a roll and write?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You roll and write.
Okay. Then 3/4 of the table.
Well, the whole it was more of the boring theme is where I was the dividing line.
Yes, I'm all about the boring theme.
Yeah. All right. Blue Orange Games has shown off a game called Planet. It's a really neat tactile
Yes.
game. It's like
You're
it's got these like
building a little ball planet.
it's a little polyhedral thing with magnets everywhere,
Yeah.
and you've got like hexagonal tiles that fit that like magnetize. So then when you're done, it looks
It's
like a
so
planet.
cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up a picture.
Does that make this game a territory control game?
Are there a bunch of red tiles so you can terraform Mars?
Thought about making a Terraforming Mars joke too. All right, last but not least, Direwolf is making digital versions of several games, including Raiders of the North Sea, Reiner Knizia's Yellow and Yangtze, which is the follow-up to Tigris and Euphrates.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I wrote Yellow and then the ampersand Yankees. It shows you like how much creative effort went into this. And then Root, which you'll hear about later in this episode. These are digital versions that they're going to be making. So now, wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can root while you toot, plunder while you thunder, or in the case of Yellow and Yangtze, just let it mellow.
Gross.
And that's the news. Thank you.
You say gross, but like people don't realize that is kind of cool.
Keith's here.
Keith,
Yay!
finally. We've been waiting. Now we can start the episode. We're
Hey,
waiting for
he
Keith
was
to
too
show
busy rolling his dice that he won in the last episode.
All right, I'll give
Sorry.
him that.
So
That's
what
good.
were we saying? We were in the middle of something.
I don't remember.
I was talking
It happens.
about. I just ended the news
Chris
with
just
an
did the
awesome
news.
joke,
Yeah, like
and,
where are
That
you?
was pretty awesome. I like that one.
Who owns Imperial Assault?
Fantasy
Imperial
Flight?
Assault
Yeah,
is Fantasy Flight.
that is Fantasy Flight. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Well, because you were saying that the Lord of the Rings ones is like Imperial. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, if Fantasy Flight owns it, they can put any IP skin
Yeah.
they want onto it. Like,
Or
They got the
Imperial
money.
Assault, the board game. Imperial
mean-
Assault, the toilet paper.
Man-
Imperial Assault, the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
That's toilet paper. Oh my gosh.
Eric posted in the chat, I use my dice every weekend, but on my phone it shows the past where he posted it at the end of the last episode. I use my dice every weekend.
I see that
It's
too.
up there.
So yes, and we have dice this episode. These are cool ones. These are like rainbow prism dice.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous. And especially I just when I saw these, I thought like if you ever want to like have some sort of LGBT trans awareness thing, like these dice would be perfect
Yeah,
for
it
that.
would.
Like if you're trying to show support or that sort of thing, that'd be those are like in fact, I should be letting them know and they should be promoting that when it comes to those types of events.
Because they're amazing dice.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
Indeed. And I don't know if we've mentioned this. These all come with dice bags.
Which is really cool.
Ah, yes.
Now they're a little
I don't think we
smaller.
have.
They're just like little one set dice bags. But these are still nice.
Not Chris's
Not my giant thing.
couple pound of dice kitten bag over there.
Ah, that is also by Easy Roller Dice, but it's
Yeah,
bigger and it's reversible.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So with that, let's talk about some games.
All right.
Yay.
You talk about Ingenious? I had to look over my shoulder to see.
Yeah, we could talk about Ingenious.
All right. So we have Ingenious. Is that in the shot?
Speaking of Reiner Knizia,
Almost.
Speaking of. What do you
Face
mean?
it the other way.
somebody wasn't paying attention in
Nope.
the joke. Yellow and Yangtze.
Yeah.
Oh,
Reiner
yep,
Knizia
that
game.
is Reiner Knizia.
But yeah, so we got this copy of Ingenious from Cosmos at not Unpub, PAX Unplugged. Oh, Unpub is coming
hasn't yet.
soon. And I was really interested to try it out because it seemed like
Like
And
Quirkle.
Quirkle, but more gamery.
And apparently it's sold 1.3 million.
Yeah, originally I think Fantasy Flight actually had this originally is what we learned,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kind of let the
license expire.
Yeah, and then Cosmos eventually swooped in and picked it up.
How old is this game?
I think it's 2007.
It says 2004 on the back of the box.
Okay, that's probably right then.
Wow, so that's what,
Yeah,
15 years this year?
2004, 2014, then 2018.
Yeah.
With sophisticated games, and then Thames and Cosmos in 2018.
So, yeah, so I was really interested in because I like Quirkle fine, but I think we ended up getting rid of our copy just because we play it mainly with my parents,
And your
and
parents,
they have
yeah.
a copy of it.
Now, Quirkle is a game that's kind of like Scrabble, but with symbols, right?
Correct.
I'm not saying it's an exact one for one,
Yeah,
but
that's a comparison that you hear.
If you look at it, it's basically...
You're laying tiles on a grid, and you're matching things, yeah.
But yeah, the tiles in this
And
and
scoring
Ingenious are double hex tiles. They're kind
Okay.
of domino-ish. That each one has 2 symbols on it. Sometimes will be the same symbol.
They look like domino masks that like superheroes wear.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But in Quirkle, you're just trying to line things up to score points and just have the most points. You're kind of doing that in this too. You're actually scoring based on what color you're laying down. And what you lay down, you advance that color up a track. And you're trying to... People put this in a Reiner Knizia type category that at the end of the game, whatever track you have that's the lowest will be the one that scores for you.
Put it up on the... Hey, you can see it all in
Oh,
there.
look at that.
look at
That's
that.
cool, yeah. So throughout the game, you're trying to group the colors together so that you move things up a lot in in one color, but you want to move up all of your colors evenly so that you score as high as you can.
Yeah.
And you go basically until you can't put any more tiles on the board. And I like it. It does fill that Quirkle need again,
Mm-hmm.
but in
I just like though that Quirkle, like you're emphasizing the Quirkle.
yeah. Well, I think everyone needs something in that category. It's like just easygoing abstract. You can just kind of talk
Mm-hmm.
during. It's not super thinky, but you can get super thinky about it,
Hey, it's Carson City for me.
Oh, my gosh.
and that is why you lose. But yeah, it's
No, you gotta do the Troy. And that is why no one will remember your name.
Yeah, one of the cool things about this is if you happen... So the score markers only go up to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And if you happen to get one of your colors to 18, you're supposed to yell out, Ingenious! And then you actually get a bonus turn.
Mm.
So you get to go again immediately without refilling your pile, obvious.
in our 4-player game that happened like with me. It happened 2 turns in a row. Like I got Ingenious, and then I finally ran out of stuff to advance.
Can I just
Alan
roar?
did it 3 times.
Can I
in a
just
row,
roar
though.
like in
Yeah.
our Betrayal Legacy game? Like, ah!
Yeah.
That was funny. Yes, that was cool. That happened a few times. I was a big loser because they kept taking my spots.
I'm clipping that. Just FYI.
Whatever. Yeah, it was terrible though because like I would have tiles and my lowest one, there was nowhere to put it. Like red was my lowest color and there was like nowhere to score for red at the time. I'm like, this sucks.
What's nice is if it says in the rules, if you don't have the color tile of whatever your lowest one currently is, you can exchange all your tiles.
But I had plenty of the tiles.
Yeah.
There was just nowhere to put it
That's the only problem you run into at that point.
because that was towards the end of the game too.
And you can start cutting people off. It's pretty fun.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely.
In fact, one person was saying that's my strategy now is like block people off so they can't move anymore.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a Philip strategy.
That is Philip's strategy in any game, I think.
100%.
True.
If you're not going to be first place, make them work so friggin' hard. Okay, that's
You will earn
Yeah.
it.
So I think
they gotta earn it.
my 2 complaints I have about this game. It's a really good game. I do enjoy playing it, but it's just component complaints.
Uh-oh.
So the pegs that you're moving and like the little cardboard
It's
score
the
things,
boards.
it's more the boards. The pegs are fine, although they're a little like tiny, so it's hard to pull them out.
Mm.
So the pegs are too big for the holes, basically, is what it boils down to. And I know that eventually, like after you've played it a bunch,
I think if
it'll
you,
be
if
more
you took,
loosey goosey.
if you took one
but-
peg and put it in every hole, the next time you play, it'll be fine.
But it's so frustrating when you're trying to do it like that first time because it's literally like I've hurt my finger trying to pull the pegs
It's like
out.
at that point, just make them like tokens that you slide up.
Anyway, and then my other complaint, component-wise, is the board. There's no like locking in mechanism like in Scrabble.
Mhm.
Well, that would be deluxe Scrabble
newer
anyway.
Scrabbles, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Blockus.
Or Blockus or something. There's like that tile lock-in mechanism.
Yeah.
This doesn't have that. And so a slight little like bump, or even when you're putting your new tile in, you can kind of jostle the rest of the tiles
It's a
around.
Suro
And
problem.
it's so frustrating.
The
Yeah.
copy of Sura I have, actually, it's worse than Sura because the copy of Sura, for whatever reason, the board is smaller. Like just
Yeah.
a hair, because they didn't account for like the crease, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm just gonna say there's the new Suro that's on Kickstarter
the
right
Phoenix
now.
Rising or
Yeah,
whatever.
it actually comes with, and even the base Kickstarter comes with a plastic inset that you put the.
Oh, that's cool.
Drop the
Yeah.
tiles
yeah,
into.
because
Oh,
an
nice.
aspect of the game is you have to flip the tiles, so the pieces are tilted, so you can press down to flip just that tile.
that's
Oh,
neat.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It does
So-
look really nice.
Yeah, so that's like, those are my only real complaints about this game. And I mean, they're minor. Obviously, it's things, I'm still going to play the game, so it's, livable, or I can live with it. But it is a little frustrating. I'm just like, ugh, okay. But yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah.
I recommend it for sure.
It probably won't be something that everyone will want to get because not everyone's going to want a family weight abstract
But
game.
this is a good
Right.
abstract.
It
Yeah,
is a
Or
good
a
exactly.
abstract.
good gateway game.
Yeah.
Like
we-
this is a good bring out the holidays because your family doesn't play games.
Yes,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah. So people that require those kind of games, I
Right.
think it'll be a good fit.
Yeah.
So it gets, I'll say 1.5 thumbs from me.
1.5 thumbs.
Yeah, I'll give it that as well.
Thumb and a nub.
I stuck it up out of the sunroof as we went under the bridge.
Now that just reminds me, I saw the Vine of like the guy with the beer bottle that like holds it out as the bus goes by and it pops the top off.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, you gotta understand how my brain works. It's just a series of pop culture references loosely connected.
Yeah, so that's
Very loosely.
Ingenious by Cosmos.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about a digital game.
Okay.
What's that?
I don't know if you know this, but I have a Nintendo Switch.
I did know that.
And I like playing on the Nintendo Switch, especially recently. I've been playing it a lot.
Sorry, just the way you said that, it's like we're at a Nintendo Anonymous meeting.
Like,
Hi, I'm Chris, and I have a Switch.
Hi, Chris.
well, I don't know if you also know this, but Asmodee announced that they're going to start releasing board game versions on the Switch.
Yeah,
And they
right.
started off with Carcassonne.
Awesome.
So I managed to get a code to try. I was like, sure, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
I will say biggest peeve off the bat is there's no online multiplayer.
Oh, so
Really?
it's just
So how
pass
do
and
you
play
do
that
it?
kind of thing.
Well, not pass and play.
I mean,
It's AI.
It's either AI.
it's local.
It's local only.
Yeah.
So it's either AI or you can play with the Joy-Cons where like each person has a controller because there's no hidden information
Right.
in Carcassonne.
Because you only draw your tile like at your
Right.
turn. Yeah.
So it's literally like I use the controller, place my tile. If you've played the app, any of the app versions of it, it's the same developer that's done like the revised Android version, because Asmodee bought the license from whoever had it that made the iOS app.
Mhm.
So the iOS app that's out right now is technically different than the one
Hmm.
that's like on Android because that was the Asmodee digital, whatever. So it's very similar, like the style. And they've already got like expansions like the river, like the ones that come in there, the river, and then the first expansion, which is the cathedrals
Oh yeah.
and
City
the inns
and
and
cathedrals.
cathedrals.
Yep. Yep.
Like
yep.
that's already in there. I think the river comes free, and I think you have to buy in cathedrals. It's
Which makes
okay. Well, so what I mean by that is the like Ashley didn't. I played with Ashley. Ashley didn't like playing it with the Joy-Cons. She said she'd much rather have like her own kind of tablet and point, and like if we're playing like the online linked up version.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I tried a couple times to get into it by myself, but I just couldn't. Like, I don't want to play against an AI on Carcassonne. So, if it had multiplayer, I think I'd play it a lot more. Especially like if I know a lot of other people that have Switches that are into board games and playing against them.
Oh yeah.
I think
could
that would
work.
be fun. I'm also not the hugest Carcassonne fan, and this doesn't make a lot of digital apps will make me want to play them more, even if I'm not the biggest fan.
Right.
Like Ascension was that way.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for the game, but I'll play the app a lot, mainly because I'm playing online with friends and stuff. This one isn't doing that for me, but if you like Carcassonne a lot and you have a Switch, then you're going to enjoy this game. I mean, that's obvious. But if you're kind of if you could take or leave Carcassonne, then you may want to wait for either A, to see if they bring in some sort of online multiplayer, or B, some of the other digital apps they've got coming down the road.
Sure.
Like I know Gloomhaven, I think, is coming to the Switch. There's also a Munchkin game coming to the Switch, but it's not the Munchkin card game. Like they're making a Munchkin property game.
Ah, okay.
All right.
They said that was what they were saying. So, not like, I think if you were to play a digital version of Carcassonne, I would choose the app.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. That I would choose the app version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that app mainly because it's one of the more expensive board game apps, and at least the iOS version is.
Yeah. I mean, there are, like, for instance, there are circumstances where this will be helpful, and like it's on the go gaming where you can like plop the Switch in the dock and play, like, with, go to Christmas and you can play Carcassonne with your family kind of thing, instead of like either bringing the box or bringing
the tile bag,
or like making everybody make sure everybody has the app and stuff, that sort of thing. So there are uses for it. So it's one of the, I'm just kind of describing the use case for the flow chart of what should you buy this game.
I'm always appreciative of that. So, talking about Solo.
Are you talking about Keith in the chat room?
Yeah.
Talking about how Suburbia's at, was it 584,000?
Yep.
Man, that game's going gangbusters.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's hitting all sorts of stretch goals.
Oh, like what?
Well, one of the stretch goals.
Are they taking out what little player interaction there is? If we reach this level, there'll be no player interaction.
No,
Shut up.
They're including the app for free, actually. And they're going to, if we reach 700,000, they're going to integrate the new artwork into the app.
Oh. I actually have the Suburbia app.
Yeah, I
We
do
do
too.
too.
So
I bought it when I played it after PAX Unplugged.
Okay.
I played it on the flight home from PAX Unplugged.
from
What?
PAX Unplugged?
Not plugged, PAX East.
Oh, okay.
You
I was
flew
like, you
from
flew?
PAX
Yeah.
Unplugged?
Yeah, you didn't know
No
that?
wonder you went separate from us.
PAX East back in 2014.
Gotcha. But yeah, they're considering doing more expansion work with it. Well, some expansion work,
Yeah.
because currently it's just the base game.
So what the heck is Ikwazu?
So,
What?
sorry, Cindy's just like kind of staring up into space. So,
What the heck is Ikwazu?
It's a game.
Ikwazu.
No way. It's a game?
That's
And what comes to mind?
Avatar.
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
pretty
Avatar.
sure it was Avatar inspired.
Oh, I just noticed there's German on the back of the box.
Yeah, the whole box is German. There's like no English.
You're right. How did I never notice that?
Hang on. The word approved is right there.
It's not on my side. I do see a U.S. flag on the back. Oh, English
Spiel-
rules included.
Spiel Abend approved.
But yeah, we talked with Haba at PAX Unplugged. Can't think of the name right. And we got this, and it is one of their family line, like Karuba and Adventureland. This was one of the newer ones that came out of that, and thematically, your planet is being invaded by some unknown species, and they're trying to steal your precious gemstones. And
That's literally Avatar.
I told you that's probably what they were going for. So what you're doing over the course of the game is you are hiding these gemstones behind a waterfall. And to do that, you are getting cards in 3 different colors,
Yeah.
and then trading these cards in to place a gemstone on different spaces. And you're trying to get majority in columns, and if you get majority in rows, you get like special power tiles.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that's the general synopsis of it. Like, I thought it was going to be a little bit tedious with like upkeep and
Because you're constantly moving the board, basically.
yeah, you're moving the board and there's a lot of stuff being placed on the board, but it's actually not. What's
Okay,
really
fine,
neat
Keith.
about
It's
this,
a more diverse avatar.
Yeah, there's blue, orange, and white.
yeah, one of the
people.
people in
That looks like yellow.
That is a little yellow.
And that
It's-
looks
it's-
like purple. And then blue.
What?
well, the cards are blue,
The
orange, and
cards are
white.
blue.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone suggested in one of the games I played without Cindy, she he was like, I wonder if this is denoting different classes within this race of people. Like, is the orange
Blue,
like the
orange,
working
white,
class?
and yellow. There's 4 colors. Sorry.
Or there's only 3 colors of card.
Wait.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It's blue, orange, and white. I'm positive.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Sorry. Didn't mean to derail us. Go ahead, Colin. Continue.
So what's something really neat about this? It has a sort of a gimmick with the thing that slides across the waterfall. This iguana's at the top, and it's like a window, and you'll pull a tab
Yeah,
off the end.
I was seeing that. And
Push
it's
it.
even shown on the cover.
Yeah,
You can see it more on the back,
Yeah,
too.
you can push the thing over, and a new column will appear, and you have new bonus tiles that you're working toward.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the farthest left column is going to be what is going to trigger scoring. And someone has a water droplet bucket, and whenever their turn is over, they'll put a water droplet on whatever the next, coming from the top, the next empty space. So that is like your timer. It fills up the space even if no one's going for that first row.
Correct.
Or first column.
Yeah.
And
So it makes it so the game's not like infinitely long,
Yeah.
basically.
and what I thought was really neat in all the games that I played, like we even in our 2-player game, it seemed like it was going at a good pace
Mm-hmm.
because of that water droplet box.
Yeah.
And-
It's a little bit of upkeep having to move the stuff back and forth.
Yeah, because
But-
it rotates. Like when you score, the water droplet box moves to the next person in counterclockwise order.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
But it's not, I mean, it's just because it's a bulky thing. It's not like it's just a simple thing that you can just throw across the table or throw next to me. You
Yeah.
actually have to pick it up or else you'll, like, lose components everywhere if you just
because it's a
toss
cardboard tray.
It. Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing that I thought was a little unnecessary is the thing that's holding all the gems.
Oh, yeah.
It has everyone's gems in it, and you're supposed to pass that thing around the table when it's the next person's turn. It goes to
That
the next
shows
person.
whose turn it is.
And the only time I found it necessary to actually pass that is when you do scoring, because you have to remember whose turn it was.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, we're doing scoring, so you grab that so we know you're next.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I didn't find totally necessary.
Moving of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it played in a good time, and
Mhm.
it didn't get stale. Like their powers, there's ones that
Oh, yeah,
give you
the
just
powers are
straight
good.
points, draw extra cards, take another turn. It's good stuff for again another family weight game. But
This is Haba, which is typically known for their kids' games.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like Karuba is another favorite of ours.
Yeah.
It's like
Rhino Hero.
we had like a snobby gamer. Like he would always find. You remember? Oh crap, I can't remember his name. He was part of the game group at
Yeah.
the store.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, he even liked Karuba.
Nice.
He was like, "Let's play it again." And so it's they're getting more into the gamery family games. I think is what they're doing.
They are, yeah.
Things that are good for families, but they're also good for gamers.
Yeah, I like this one too. It's beautiful for one, and two, it's a nice flow. Like it, because you're not always putting something down, because you have to have the cards to be able to place your gems down. So it's like on your turn, it's like, okay, draw cards, put down gems, and so it gives you a little bit of like decision making, but it's not overly complicated, and it's just real smooth. It's a
Yeah.
smooth game.
Keith says he never passes the gems either. So, all right, it's good to know, because Keith does work for a Haba's booth at conventions,
Mm-hmm.
so he knows.
Ah.
It's like he knows.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I would definitely give this like 1.5 thumbs.
It gets 2 thumbs from me.
Oh.
It's up there.
I think it's. I never know. I'm surprised I didn't notice the box was all in German though. I don't know why.
Well, German's the primary. Like all the windows on the back, there is English, but it's the second language.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got made in Germany right there.
I mean,
in
Haba
English.
is a German company, so I get that, but it just
Yeah,
surprised me.
Spieleabend approved. Game night, game evening, loosely
Mhm.
translated.
So it's got on the spectrum on the back, the 5 point spectrum.
Pentagram thing.
It's all the pentagon.
Oh, I said the wrong word.
What did you say?
It goes.
She said pentagram. We got to get her into a D&D game. She's
Oh.
already got the mindset.
No, creepy. Stop.
What?
But yeah, it's
It's very centered on kind of.
no, it's all extreme over to the suspense category.
Dun, dun, dun.
So you never know.
Wait, what?
We could. Yeah,
It
get
is
Cindy
not.
to a D&D game. Have her be a necromancer. Guys, leave me alone. I'm just trying to raise a family.
Yes, I know. So Keith just pointed out that the rule book is huge, which surprised me when I pulled it out of the box, and then I was like, "Oh wait, it's in 4 different languages."
Yeah.
So I got Gorus Maximus, and it comes with 3 different rule books. It's the same rule book, but in there, I just chucked the editions that weren't English. I was like, trash can. Boop.
Well, this is all one rule book. It's just
Yeah.
pages 1 through 9 are English, then 10 through 18 are German. And,
Yeah, it was the same.
whatever.
It was the same thing for Factory Funner. We recently
yeah.
played that, and it was like, this thing is huge, but it was in 15 languages.
It was 2 pages,
and it was
It could be worse. Zombicide Black Plague came with copies of cards in different languages. So
Oh.
every hero, every
Wow.
weapon,
Yeah, Kingdom
every
Builder did that.
monster. I was like, I think I still have them in a thing somewhere. I pulled them out of the game, and it was just like, why do I have these?
Yeah, Kingdom Builder was the same way with all the scoring cards.
Yeah.
It was in 4 different languages. So I same thing. They're just sitting somewhere all bundled together.
I appreciate that it's in there for people that it's one
Oh,
version
yeah.
from one, but it's also at the end, never going to use these.
right.
What do
right,
I do with these?
Right.
Put him in his twist cards. Just pull out the English card, put in the other language card. There you go.
All right. So we've got the box on the table for those that are listening later, and it's I feel like I'm watching some witness protection program here right now with Philip across the table. I see his top of his head moving, and he's talking, but I can't actually see his face.
Oh, so
No,
it's
we gotta-
I see what you're saying. That's funny.
No, hey,
We
hey,
recently spent money on those Allstate commercials.
Oh, yeah.
We spent money to go on a trip. I won't say where, and it's a
No.
picture of them next to the Eiffel Tower.
We gotta do the home improvement. All you can do is see the area right there.
Oh,
I
just the
wanted to say
eyeball.
Wilson
Yeah,
at first,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
see your
yeah,
face
yeah.
at all. Yeah, Wilson.
Well, sir, my name is Voight.
Keith talks about Ganymede, which is the one that Calvin talked about.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something that's been all the rage, everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I have been hearing it.
I've been hearing a lot about it, and that
I have
is
yet to
Root,
put hands on it. Yeah.
a game of woodland
just had your
might
hands
and
on it.
right.
Hush.
Almost every podcast was talking about this is one of their favorite games of the year. If you look at the top 10, if you gather the top 10 lists of 2018 of and this would be on that list somewhere, probably in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I played it, I didn't know why. So I played this, we played this during the Invitational. I played it 2-player. The game it's by Leader Games. It's the makers of Vast. So this kind of shocked me because I was expecting when the Kickstarter originally ran, I thought it was basically Vast, but in the forest, the kitty stuff. But no, it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
This is a war game.
Yeah. It's definitely not vast.
This is a war game. In fact, it uses some coin system that's counterinsurgency or something like that.
Yeah.
That's used in other GMT war game type stuff.
I've never played any of them.
I mean, you have now.
I've heard that though.
You have now.
Yeah.
But in this game, there are 4 factions kind of taking over this forest. You have basically, as I dubbed them in my app when I did rolls, you have the cats, you have the birds, the mice, and the trash panda.
That's what a lot of people call that one.
Yeah, because it's the Woodland Alliance, the Erie Dynasty, the Marquise de Cat,
Yeah.
and then the Vagabond.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and each one has different objectives. The Marquise, the cats are basically all over the board, and they're just trying to build up the territory they have. the birds are basically trying to like reclaim their territory. The mice basically hate everybody, and they're just trying to win pieces of the forest over, like make them favor them. And then the vagabond is just kind of like trying to help everybody out, like one of those I'm helping you. He's like the gun dealer, like the neutral guy that's I want to be friends with everybody, but really I just want to be super rich, selling you the stuff you need.
Mm-hmm.
But so the first time I played this, we played this 2-player, and it took forever. Like I think we play we've been playing at lunch, and like hour games. This is like a 2-hour game for 2 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
When we played, and I did not get it, and I didn't understand why it was so popular, and like this just feels like all the worst parts of a war game, like why, like it's just, and then like I read. So, like, honestly, it sat on the shelf for a little while because, like, I didn't want to pull it back out to play it again.
Because you were burned by it.
Yeah, I was burned by it.
I would be, too, at that length.
And it was one of those, like, maybe it's just the 2-player. Maybe it just isn't working, it's not really designed at 2 players,
Right.
whatever. Maybe that's what it was. But it was like, okay, this was a review copy, so I need to do the due diligence, get it to the table. And then I watched some of the rules and I rewatched, instead of just reading through the rules, I watched some gameplay videos. I watched some of their intro stuff and some reviews on it. And then we played it for the first time.
Yeah.
Or, my first time playing it with you. And it went completely different. Like, I don't know what I did wrong, but clearly I did something wrong in that first game. Like, I don't think I was getting points for destroying Roos or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think we weren't taking into account something when we were doing those points, because then that was what was making it really slow. Because this is actually a really quick playing game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we played 3 players, and it was still...
It was a little more than an hour, but not much.
Not much. But
and that was my first time playing. And you
Right.
would play, and we were all playing new technically, because
Correct.
you guys were each playing new
true,
factions.
Yeah, there is some things like Vast in the fact that the way that the asymmetry works is this is a game where you're going to have to play it a lot so that you could play each faction and then each faction multiple times. Because
so you can become familiar.
Even the first time, like if you've read over stuff, you're just kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what does that mean again? Oh, wait, like how do I fight
Yeah.
this time? Because I'm playing cards now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the cats and the birds, they play the most
yeah.
similar.
And the cats are dead simple to play.
Oh, yeah,
actually.
definitely. Which is why I was glad you let me play them first.
But I will say that I think this, like, if we were to give like a Venn diagram award, this game would be it. Like, like the perfect blend of like the right blend of like mechanics versus theme. The game that I think, like, I don't know, Colin, what did you think of the game?
I like it. We played it today on lunch, and I'd say that was probably my favorite game. Well, not just because I won, but it was finally clicking.
Yeah,
because
you were replaying the Airy.
Yeah, it was my second time doing them, and with them, you're like having to set up your programming with them, and if you can't fulfill your program, you lose points basically, and you have to reset. And I finally got in a groove with that, and it was really nice feeling. It had that crunchy, but not too crunchy feeling to the game that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, and honestly, I think if we were to play the same game again, I think I would have be a better. Like, I was playing the Vagabond. This was my first time trying out the Vagabond, and I think if we redid that, it would be a much closer game, because especially as I got to the end of the game, I was able to get like a whole bunch of points in one turn.
Yeah, Colin mentioned that to me.
Where it was just like, oh, I move here, do this, and then I move here, do this, and then I'm going to attack you because you've already attacked me, so you're hostile, so I'm going to get points for every guy I destroy here. Sure, the next turn I had like wiped out like all my actions, but
yeah, it's, you were like, okay, I just need to score 17 points in one turn.
And then I ended up scoring like 12.
Yeah. It was pretty sweet.
That's good.
Yeah, like it was 30 points is the goal. I think I was at like 23, 24.
I think it was 24,
and before the turn started, I was at like 10. So, and I actually have to take this probably. So, you could talk about the game that we played. That, like, with the cats. stuff, Cindy.
Okay.
Okay. So I got to play Root with Colin and Chris last week at lunchtime. I was having a bad day, and Colin's like, "Yeah, Chris is coming over to play at lunch," and I'm like, "I want to play. I need to be happy. Come play." And so they actually came and played with me at my office, and it was good. Like I was saying earlier, I got to play as the Marquis des Cats, and it was pretty easy for me to grasp the concept of how they work. I mean, it's not difficult. And I was scoring points big time. I ended up winning because I just kept scoring points, and I kept unintentionally, but kind of intentionally, screwing Colin up and making him not be able to complete his
your
decree. Yeah, because I would either move away from him so he couldn't fight, or it was just I did things to make it so that you couldn't do your decrees.
It is one of those that
good.
like it's one of those, if everybody's playing for the first time, it's easier for the cats to win.
Yes.
Because the other factions are so...
Because you're focused on trying to learn your own thing.
Well, because it's also... Like, the way the cats work is very kind of traditional wargaming. Like, I need to move out and, like, area control.
Right. That's which I'm
Divide
familiar
and
with
conquer.
area control,
Right.
obviously.
And it's
And
like I tried to do that with the Woodland Alliance.
Yeah, but that one I feel like is I haven't seen the Vagabond, but I feel like yours was pretty tricky because it was confusing at first because you kept saying, "Wait, was I supposed to hold on a second?" No,
Yeah, because it's weird because it's actually like I ended up playing it more like a traditional where I need to get like dudes on a map, and then I realized like, oh, I should have been spreading these sympathy tokens more.
Yes.
And then spawn dudes because I can spawn more dudes. And I get more points that way. So
yeah, those sympathy tokens were annoying.
Oh yeah.
But I think I don't know, but I think I like the Vagabond the best. But I'd have to. But I wouldn't want to play it unless it was like at least 3 players.
They're the pandas, right?
The
It's just one.
Not
it's just one.
pandas, the raccoons.
That's the thing. You're only
Trash
one little
pandas.
raccoon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you don't have like a multitude of things, and it's basically one dude that just kind of hops around and basically he gives like his thing is he can give cards to people, but he takes their items that they've crafted.
Huh. Interesting.
Because the items are how he does actions.
Which is why it said on the board something the Vagabond can give you these
Yes.
or so. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting aspect. You were talking about you saying, "I don't think you're going to ally with me," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to give you my stuff," but it's like you just take it. It's like I'm giving you this. It's like a true raccoon. They kill for your garbage and then they leave you poop on your tips.
There you go.
But all you have to do is like fight me, and then I no longer am getting points for it.
Yeah.
But now I get points whenever I destroy anything of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And the fighting method is simple. It's like you roll 2 dice. The attacker rolls 2 dice. He takes the high one. The loser or the defender takes the low one.
It's between 0 and 3 hits on each side.
So unless you tie, the
Right.
defender's always going to lose.
But it's more of a factor of, well, A, there's like ambush cards where you can whittle people down.
Yes, you can.
And there's a factor of you can't deal more hits than you have people there. So, like, if Colin's attacking, but he only has 1 person, and I've got 3, even if he rolls the higher number, like, say we rolled 3 and I rolled 2, he's only killing 1 of my dudes because he only has one dude there.
Well, and
Whereas I'm killing 2 or, all of his.
in our game with the Woodland Alliance, isn't there special power that they always take the higher die?
Right.
Whether
That's
they're defending
each
or...
faction has a special rule break, basically. Like, the area always breaks ties in their favor.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that
when
part.
it comes to who controls.
Yeah.
Oh,
an
yeah,
area.
control on the board.
Yeah.
That didn't come into play in the game today.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot nicer playing than Vast.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
so much
I liked it better,
easier.
for sure.
'Cause
It's
the goal
definitely-
is the same for everyone.
Yeah. While some of the roles may take you a minute to get, it's really easy to learn because the board,
It explains
just like
it.
Vast, where like they laid it, the way it lays out is a lot like Vast, where it's everything you need is on your board, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, step 1, do this.
Mhm.
Step 2,
Yeah.
now you've got these actions, and you need to spend these things to do these actions.
Right.
Like some of the rules go into depth about what you can do. So I really was, it's just because of your schedule and stuff. I really think Philip needs to play. We all 4 need to play this
Yeah, it'd be
game
fun.
together. And this is one of those, it'll stay in the library, if nothing else, to be just a good all of us playing
Yeah.
together sort of game.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree.
it is like I said, I will caveat this the same that I did Vast. It's not a game you play a couple times and then pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Right.
game that you play a lot
Yeah.
so that you can, depthly learn the strategies and stuff.
I would
Right.
say you would be playing this at least 10 times before you've explored, like, at least enough to get the idea of everything in the game.
Right.
Yeah. I totally
Yeah,
get
because
that.
every time we've played, the game has gone completely different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played the same faction twice,
Right.
and it was different both times.
Right, because especially one time you were doing more of an area control kind of thing, and then for me it was more tactical kind of
Mm-hmm.
like crafting. Like our game, the crafting was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Where in most of the other games, that was like maybe it was like onesie twosie kind of things that we would craft just to get some instant points, but for the most part, we weren't really paying attention to crafting.
Mm-hmm.
I did when I played,
Right.
but that was,
But you won, so we don't care.
whatever.
But yeah, it's
And especially this has got plenty of like room for like, haha, gotcha.
yeah.
In fact, the
I wasn't-
Vagabond can actually do like when they do the dominance.
Mhm.
So the Vagabond can't control anything.
Mm.
So they can't. So there's these dominant cards where you basically remove your point total off the track, and now you're just trying to control things. Well, the Vagabond can play them and enter on a coalition with somebody, and they win together.
Ah, interesting.
Oh. I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Well, we haven't played too much with the dominance
Mhm.
cards. That's why.
Yeah, the only time they were even a factor in
was
the
in
game.
the 3-player game we played.
Yeah, because you don't have them in a 2-player game.
Right.
Well, and you kept getting them to put into your
Yeah.
supporters.
But yeah, I thought, even the different player counts, I imagine, will make the game play differently because our 3-player game felt totally different from either of the 2-player games that I was in.
Now, I've heard that at 4 players, it can get up to like 2.5 hours, which makes sense only in the fact that you've got, it's like Starship Samurai, where it's hard for one person to kind of jut out in the lead because everyone's kind of beating that one guy down.
Yeah.
Philip knows what I mean.
Hmm.
Where it's like, quick, get him!
Well, see, then you do what I did. And I'm like, ha! No! Get that guy right there! Wait, we're in an alliance. Why'd you attack? I didn't! Yes, you did. Damn it.
So, yeah, that's Root from Leader Games. Definitely worthy of the praise it got last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's available in retail yet. I think you've only gotten it if you either bought it at a con or if you bought it from the Kickstarter. Because I know at least the expansion's not hit retail yet.
Yeah, Keys is saying he's probably going to have someone teach him at the next con he goes
I would
to.
definitely. I mean, it's not that hard.
Yeah, they have like the 2-turn walkthrough
Yeah,
in there, but I would say just look at that.
yeah.
Don't play by that.
That's good for setup and kind of getting it. But if like that was where I play, that was literally how we played that first game, and then at the end of it, you're kind of like, wait, what?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So-
what do I do now? Keep going.
How we play the game?
Yeah. But yeah, I would agree. It gets thumbs in an upward direction. And it makes sense why people like it, because not only is it good, it's also cute.
Yeah.
It is very
So it's
cute.
attracting all kinds of eyes.
And like I've been kind of tempted to see if like Ashley or Chloe would play this, mainly because it's got the cute meeples in it, but it's also like it's complex. It's not complex to play; it's complex to master.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the strategies, even in the other factions, they can be complex to master, but to straight up play turn by turn, it's not that hard.
Like Othello.
Sure. Yeah.
That was the tagline on the box. It was a minute to learn, a lifetime to master.
I think that's also on the Santorini box.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Who here remembers Othello?
I do.
Okay, all right.
Only because you keep bringing it up.
Have you ever played Othello?
No,
Or otherwise known as Reversi in the generic terms.
I still
yeah,
never
I've
played.
seen-
Yeah, so there's not like other than Root and the Carcassonne, and we'll talk about Western Legends later. I haven't really been playing much, mainly because I've been painting.
Oh, yeah.
I've been having like the painting queue like going because I've been trying to churn out the Star Wars Legion minis, so I could get the game played of that. And I've finally got enough for an army.
Nice.
So, all right. What's left? What do we got?
What do we have?
Roll for your life, Candyman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that.
So Roll for Your Life Candyman comes from Smirk and Dagger Games. And this one's actually very simple. Everybody has...
Oh, I expected a bigger box.
No, it's tiny.
I
There's not much to it. I mean, it's...
love the gingerbread man.
Everybody
there, or
has a
Candyman or whatever.
everybody has a gingerbread man, and it's broken up into pieces: head, torso, legs, and arms. And you get 4 dice in your bag, and it's different colors. And then it also comes with these sweet treats, or special treats, not sweet treats, special treats. And that's pretty much the components. There's some fun little extra like speech bubbles and candy corn daggers and a crown for the winner. But I mean, generally, it's a very small, easy to pack up and take with you game. But so the gist of this is everybody has 4 dice. Everybody has their gingerbread man in front of them, and simultaneously you're rolling your dice and trying to get matching faces. There's hands, feet, and peppermint swirls on the dice. And depending on what you roll, when you get 4 of a kind... Oh, I forgot to mention there's the giant candy cane.
Oh yeah.
The candy cane.
Is that like the turn marker?
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
First person marker?
No. So this is in the middle of the board. Everybody's rolling their dice simultaneously, and you can pick up and roll as many dice over and over as what you want, but you're trying to get 4 of a kind. And when you get 4 of a kind, you reach into the center, grab the candy cane, and that signifies that I'm going to do something.
You won the race.
Or basically you won that segment. And so then whatever face you had showing up determines what you do. If you had all 4 hands showing up, you steal an opponent's arm. If you had all 4 boots showing up, you steal an opponent's leg. And if an opponent has no arms or legs left, if the only thing you can use to steal pieces from them are the peppermint swirls. So if you have 4 peppermint swirls, then you can steal a head or a torso, or you could take a special treat from the middle of the board to kind of arm yourself. The special treats act as armor, but then somebody has to roll peppermint swirls to remove it, and when they do, they all have special little... Well, I shouldn't say they all have special abilities, because some of them are just points at the end of the game.
They're kind of clever plays on candies. Like M Dud is
it's just points.
Nothing happens is what it says, but it's like that's Milk Dud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like Candy Caned and Plenty Good.
That's my favorite one, I think.
Yeah, there's just fun little phrases, but they all give you some sort of... Most of the time, they give you some special ability that you get to do when you take it off an opponent. And basically, the first person to be last one standing, is the winner of that round. You play 3 rounds, and then...
Well, not the winner of the round. It's like the round ends when there's only one person standing.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
And then
the
you
round
count up your
ends, and you
points.
count up your points. Your points are any pieces you have remaining on your own candy. Gingerbread man, and any they call them trophies that you have in front of yourself. So it's pieces you've collected from your opponents. Yeah, and it is so fun, chaotic, and fun. And Colin and I discovered that listening to Metallica while playing this game is amazing.
Yeah, we put a Metallica Pandora station on, and it fits.
Because you're just rolling frantically, and you get all this.
I don't know if I'd like. We've played a couple of those games. I don't know if I like the frantic rolling of dice.
I am
I
terrible.
suck at them.
I am terrible, Chris.
We did the Space Cadets dice duel.
Yes, dude, that game was great.
That was great for you. Rain and I couldn't make anything happen. You guys were just like, go over there, roll this, roll that. Now fire the missile. Oh my!
Roll.
We've moved 3 things while you've done all that.
Yeah, I am terrible at it, but this game is so much fun.
The franticness is like in 15-second intervals.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's like you're rolling dice just to try to match 4 faces, and then it's like someone grabs the candy cane. Oh, if you roll 4 on your first throw, you say sweet when you grab the candy cane. It's just a wild.
And you can foul, which is kind of funny. It
Oh, yeah.
happened twice in our last game.
Sweet.
How do you foul?
So if you roll 4 dice symbols and you grab the candy cane, or if you roll and you grab the candy cane and your dice don't match, it's a foul, and you have to forfeit
Sacrifice.
a piece from your own.
So when someone reaches for it,
Man.
you just kind of flip one of their dice.
No.
One of my favorite powers, though, is it allows you to take one of the trophies that you have, so a cookie part from your trophy pile, and attach it to your cookie.
So then you have some. You can have 3 legs if if that happens.
So then you can have extra bits and pieces. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That's probably
it
my
only
favorite
happens once because there's only one sweet treat that lets you do that. But still,
But then you have an extra turn almost with like if you got the 3 legs, you can now have
more life
I feel like
points.
you have to play this like when we were talking to Kurt when he was on the show, and you have to play this with actual gingerbread men.
oh my
I would
gosh,
like
that'd
to
be
do that.
I'm
That would be
reading through the chat
amazing.
and I'm like, yeah, I think that needs to happen.
that
Yeah.
would be amazing
Like,
doing
you
this
need
with
to-
real gingerbread.
It is
men.
not- yeah,
bake up
not
a crap ton
currently-
of gingerbread cookies.
Not
and,
currently edible, but we will get there one day.
But yeah, this is a very fun game. I highly recommend it.
No.
I mean,
soft
now if you're
gingerbread
not
or hard
a-
gingerbread.
Well, I should say I'm not a take that person, and I still really enjoy this game.
I'm more a fan of soft. I don't like the crunchy gingerbread.
Well, maybe if you kept them small.
Okay.
I was just like keep the legs like that size.
Oh yeah.
I could deal with it being that small and crunchy.
Yeah.
All right,
That'd be like an animal cracker kind of.
So,
Yeah.
Colin, what do you
In
think?
my soup.
I really like, for the length of time investment in this, it's like
Yeah.
with 4 players, it's like 20-25 minutes if you're doing 3 rounds. You can do just a single round.
Right,
and
but what's
whoever
the
has
fun
the
in
most
that?
points. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking for something that can just be, okay, we're waiting for someone to show up, like we talk about those kind of games, and it could fit in that if you just like, yeah, let's just do a single round game and keep going if they're not here yet.
Now this is this is a roll version of their other game that's Run for Your Life, Candyman, and that's like Keith's talking about, and Kurt mentioned it when he was on the show, where they do a big, huge Gen Con version with like 50 people, and
Yeah.
it's actually they use actual gingerbread.
And he was talking about like people chanting, "Rip it off."
I might have signed up for it this year.
Colin, we've been playing wrong.
You're supposed to eat
Dun,
the
dun,
pieces.
dun.
It's a one-time use
So,
game.
you remember how we had candy canes take the legs of an attacking foe?
hmm
So apparently the person who had the sweet treat on them is the one that utilizes the bonus, not the person who just took it.
That's what I said. When we played that correctly.
Yes, but all the sweet treats are that way. All of the sweet
only
treats-
certain ones say attacker.
An opponent may remove a special treat protecting cookie. Well, we could discuss this later.
Yeah, I was about to
I'm
say.
like, why are we bringing this up now? We didn't even discuss that rule.
The moment has passed.
Sorry, we'll talk about it later because we've been playing wrong.
It's okay. I'll make him edit that part out.
There we
Yeah,
Thank you.
you didn't need to tell me that.
Sorry.
But Philip can talk about a game.
I
Because at the end, we didn't talk about it last week because we had other stuff to talk about. But during the dice drop, we played Western Legends. We were forced to play.
Oh my god.
Yes, we did. We were forced to play Western Legends.
We requested.
They requested, and we make them do a lot of things. So we acquiesced.
Yes.
So we played a Western game, and it was a Western game.
It was a Western game.
that
It
had
was,
poker, and that was like the first thing I did was play poker.
Yeah,
You
you're
kept
like,
saying how
I don't
as
have
long
to
as you
play
ha-
poker. Cool.
Yeah, as
And
long
what am
as
I
don't
doing
have
for
to
the
play
first
poker.
half?
playing poker.
But still, it was mainly your hand is poker cards that you use for your actions. Granted, it's like high card rules, but still,
hmm
it's like, why is this a thing?
So yeah, what?
What did you think, Philip?
I played it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly forgot. Like, it was a game. We played it.
hmm
It really just made me want to pull out the
There
Firefly
was-
game.
You said that while we were playing too.
Yeah, that like it's
a sandbox type feel?
yeah. Well,
It's more pick up and
and
deliver.
deliver,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and it's more of like the space theme. Like it's just one of those the theme. It's
Mhm.
like the mechanics are good. I'm just like okay, I'm doing stuff.
Well, you
Hmm.
were like the second in running. Like I ended
Yeah.
up winning that game, but you were like pretty close behind.
I
me.
was. I mean, I enjoyed playing it,
Mhm.
but
And you were on the wanted track for most of the game.
yeah. Well, for the entire game, it was just where I was on the wanted track.
Okay.
Oh, true.
Yeah. And then I was on the Marshall track, and so like that was the first time I think I'd seen. No,
No.
because our 2-player game, I think you were Marshall and you
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I wasn't sure which kind of. There's a lot of stuff there, so it's like, which way do I go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it definitely maybe it's one of the first big open sandbox games like that. Because like while Firefly is like that, it's still kind of narrow in that most of what you're doing is picking up and deliver.
Yeah.
There's only a very small bit of that in Western Legends.
It's just one thing you can
Yeah.
do. Like you could not. I mean, like I don't know if you'd win, but you could spend all your time and not do any picking up and delivering.
Mm-hmm.
But it made me want to play. It also made me want to try out Zaya.
Yeah, I was
'Cause-
gonna say
Oh, yeah.
that's the space version of this technically.
Sort of, yeah. Well, it's in a sandbox in space kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Roy Canada talks about it a lot, so I'm curious to try that. So it makes me open for a possibility. And again, wanting to play Firefly again, just because I like the IP. That's a space western. I like that.
Space Cowboy.
I think the board game's mostly just the space aspect of it, though.
Well,
Isn't
the
No,
Brig-
because there's the aiming to misbehave.
Oh, okay. I only played the base game, so
and there's also the
Well,
the-
no, that's in the base game. It's the entanglements that you get into while you're there.
oh,
the Firefly Brigands and Browncoats
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
by
yeah. I
Gale
want
Force 9.
to play that,
So we need to have a Firefly
have that.
Day.
and then read the rule book and then get told about 10 things that aren't in the game yet.
All right. So with that, we got a game show to play.
Let's
We
do
have a game
it.
show.
But before we gotta say some thanks. So I got some bad news, guys. The Kickstarter for the Metal Dice
It's
of
closed.
Ancient Dragons is closed.
Uh,
But good news is that means it funded, and so you'll probably be able to get them later on their website.
That's right.
Yay.
In fact, keep an eye on easyrollerdice.com, and they usually do a pre-order to get it
okay.
to fund it on their website, because like all the other Kickstarters they've done, I'm basing this on history, are now products available on their website. This is just the tooling to get everything set up.
nice.
Is usually what the Kickstarter's for.
Awesome.
So, but in the meantime, we've got some fantabulous looking Easy Roller Dice in there, and I know a couple people in the chat room. So we've got some people in there that have gotten some dice before. But so for anyone that hasn't gotten any dice and is in the chat room, we're about to play a game where pop culture figures fight each other. So I want to see what kind of mashup would you want to see most in like a fighting game, and then I'll give these dice out to one of those winners.
I dig it.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
It's thematic.
Yeah, and we still have the ongoing campaign for raising money for leukemia and lymphoma.
Yep.
If you go to, in fact, I don't know if this episode will air in time, but I've promised it. What?
The Society to Cure Leukemia and Lymphoma.
Okay.
All right, just gonna put that out there, man. We're not trying to fund leukemia and lymphoma. Those guys suck.
The Society for yes.
Mm-hmm.
If we reach a grand total, because we've raised like $114 so far,
Mhm.
if we get to 200, I'm giving away a copy of a special edition version of one of the latest D&D books.
Awesome.
That's Mordecai's Tomb of
Ooh.
Foes
Nice.
to somebody that donates. So
Awesome.
mainly for those listening live. I don't know if by then, but still, if people donate and send me an email, chris@ocdcast.com, you will be entered to win some other prizes. But going back to Easy Roller Dice, these dice are great, and these are just the acrylic ones. These are these nice rainbow prismy looking dice that look fantabulous, and it comes with a dice bag. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, that these dice sets that do come with a dice bag. And so, Eric, you're not eligible because you already won once.
That is a good mashup.
Yeah, he mentioned Hawkeye from MASH against Face from the A-Team. And in the next couple months, if you're like, man, I can't listen live and I wanted to win some dice, I'm gonna do a contest soon where more people can enter.
Cool.
But I think I want to wait on some specific circumstances, like talk about it more. What kind of contest do we want to do?
Oh yeah.
So, in the meantime, Philip, Super Fight.
Super fight!
So
Gotta
Philip's
be-
over here with decks of cards.
Gotta be excited. All right.
Super Fight is a game from Skybound Games, and we're actually playing a game this time versus doing, because like our game shows are kind of 50-50 on if they suck or not. Usually if I'm doing them or not. And then we figured, I was like, there's a lot of great party games that you can play, and you know,
They're usually entertaining.
that are entertaining in an audio form,
Oh, yeah.
more importantly. And
All right.
we can show off these cool games.
We can. So, all right. Super Fight is a game of absurd arguments. So, I'm going to start by dealing out
3 cards.
3 white cards to everybody. All right.
You're allowed to look at these.
You are allowed to look at these cards. All right.
Oh my.
Then, I am also going to deal out... That's way too big of a deck to put in my hand.
3 black cards. Now, we've got a lot of expansions and stuff here.
We do.
Like, we've talked about them before. We've got, like, a challenges deck and, like, there's also other, like, special scenarios and that sort of thing. So, yes, you have 3 white cards and 3 black cards.
Oh, I only got
All
2.
right. What?
No, there's
it's
one
better
There's one behind
Oh,
the computer there. So what you're going to do is you are going to pick a white card and a black card, your character and their ability. So white cards are characters, black cards are attributes. You're going to pick one of each and put it down. And then we're all going to reveal. And then when that happens, you're going to get a random attribute that changes your character. And then we have to argue about who would win in a fight.
Yeah. And one of the things I didn't pick up on, I guess I knew this when we played it a while back, but I was reading the box. These black cards are powers and weaknesses.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So it's not just... Yeah. All right. So... da-da-da-da.
All right, I'm in.
I'm definitely in. This is the best.
Okay. We're going to wait until we have the characters before we do like all the special stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody...
I'm
all right.
not in because I don't...
Not in with your character yet?
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
All right.
All right. You want me to
All
go
right.
first?
Who do you got there, Chris?
I have a crazy cat lady
a crazy cat lady.
armed with Cupid's bow.
Armed with Cupid's... All right.
All right,
What do we got
then.
there, Colin?
I have a hunchback riding a draw another card from the white deck.
From the
the
white
character deck,
From
yeah.
the... Okay. All right. So, drawing a card.
Hunchback riding a Canada.
Riding a Canada. All right.
All right. I have 100 conjoined twins.
Okay.
Wow.
Went out of order. That's okay.
But I
So
had
are
to.
they like? Well,
It
no.
just-
You say conjoined trends, and there's 100 of them.
Whatever.
So are there
There's
200 heads,
there's
or are
200
there
heads.
just like
No.
100 heads on
No,
one
there's
body?
200 heads.
There's
Okay.
2 heads of one body, and there's 100 of
And
them.
there's 100. Okay, all right. Just want
All right.
to picture that in my mind. Oh, all right. Now I got to go with Yeah, that's great. I have a literally insane clown posse.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, you waited and saw everybody's before you picked. That's not fair. You're supposed to pick it and put it face down.
I was going with that one.
Uh-huh.
Well, because I can't use
I
these ones.
I call
That's
cheating.
dumb. What?
I call cheating.
He
Go
is
ahead.
cheating.
Go ahead.
This is Philip. we're
On a
talking about.
recumbent bicycle.
Oh my gosh.
Clowns on a bicycle.
Clowns on a bike. All right, Chris.
I think we should do the random the scenario first.
Oh, you want to do a
Yeah.
you want to do a scenario or a location?
I think we should do them all.
Do them all. All right. So the
So the place that we're fighting is the Sahara Desert.
all right, the
Oh.
Sahara Desert.
Yeah,
And then
my
we
guy
have-
riding a Canada.
And this is gonna be what we're doing in
What
the
we're
Sahara.
doing. So we're not
what are-
necessarily fighting.
What are we doing in the Sahara there?
The
Sandy?
Tour de France.
We're doing the Tour de France. In
On
the-
your bicycles!
See, oh my, I'm already
I'm riding something bigger.
I'm already a step ahead. All right, and now this purple card is going to be like a wild environmental attribute. What's going on there,
All right.
Colin?
Oh, we need to draw and play 3 scenarios.
Oh crap! Oh wow! All right, all right.
It's a good first one to get, right?
That is a very good first one to get. We get 3 extra. Holy jeebus! All right, so what's going on?
Okay. So we have a porcupine infestation,
Okay, at the Tour de France in the Sahara.
and it says, this one says all players draw and play 2 new attributes from the deck,
Oh Lord.
and then all
We're
players
just gonna
draw and
stick
play
with
a new
just the one-
character.
Yeah, we'll just go with the one.
Let's go
All
with the
right.
one porcupine
I got 2
invasion.
that adds like 50 cards in here.
Don't put them on top.
You can reshove. Just cut the
There we
deck.
go. They're gone. Okay. All right.
All right, now we get random. Now everybody's
Now.
going to get a random attribute.
Everyone gets a random match.
So I'm a crazy cat lady, armed with Cupid's bow, and armed with a bow and unlimited arrows.
Wow.
Well, that's convenient.
That's
And,
very convenient.
My hunchback is elderly.
Is elderly.
Or is it Canada that's elderly? Riding an elderly Canada.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, we killed Cindy. I don't know what happened there.
Oh man.
By the way, in the chat room, winner
Do I
of the
need to read
dice
it?
is Barrett with Malcolm Reynolds versus Star-Lord.
Yes.
All right.
I'm all about it.
Sorry, guys. My conjoined twins are Amish.
Like, that's funny. I don't know if that's like...
All 100 of them?
Apparently.
All 100 of them?
Just the left one.
Just the left ones. Just the left ones. Gotcha. All right. So, and my literally insane clown posse on a recumbent bike. My top half is a cowboy.
So you're a cowboy / and literally insane clown posse
Well, the top half of my clown posse is
on a
insane. So
recumbent bicycle.
I got the hat and I got like the little vest, but I'm wearing clown pants and shoes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
that's
I just got to
hilarious.
say right off the bat, I've got if
You
we're
have
doing
weapons.
if we're
but-
if we're ruining a bicycling thing, I got arrows. I'm popping tires. Plus, I got cats to throw at people. I'm scratching people. They're scratching people's eyes out.
But
How many cats
my
do you
people
have
are
there?
Amish. They are the epitome of bike riders because it's all they do.
It's
they
hard
don't
to ride
drive cars.
It's hard to ride bikes without tires.
Whatever.
Well, you know what? My hunchback is riding something huge, and he's got the hunch. So all he's got to do is one tumble forward, and he's already 3 countries away.
His Canada smashes your 100
Yeah,
twin.
I think Canada like
Whatever.
crushes us all, and we're all just. But they're really sorry about
at
it.
the do they actually
Sorry.
do they actually cross us and they're like, oh, so sorry, we're gonna
Yeah.
chill in the back.
Would you like a donut?
I'll meet you at Tim Hortons. I can't talk Canadian. It's terrible.
E.
I could do A.
It's Canada. E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
my
so
loser.
Philip, who are you voting for?
Well, I'm gonna vote for.
We'll say you can't vote for yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Otherwise, this will just everybody vote for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm the pirate king. Sorry. I'm gonna vote for Canada crushing us all and being really sorry about it.
I think I got to vote for Canada too.
Me too.
I was gonna say I'll probably go for the recumbent bike. Literally.
Boo.
insane clown posse.
So Canada wins the Tour de France.
Canada wins the Tour de France by default. There's no other competitor.
So I guess I'll take the yellow card.
Well, it's just you just won.
Okay.
Yeah, you won.
You don't. It's not like those games where it's just like, oh, I take this card.
All right.
I'm keeping it.
All right, we'll do one more round.
Yeah, we'll do one more
It's
round.
the only time
All right,
I'll ever
so-
win the Tour de France.
Well, here, we'll just get rid of the. All right.
Be anywhere close to it.
So we get a
Yep.
new one to fill in.
Yep,
To re-up.
good because the ones I have are bad.
Oh. Ooh.
I know what 2 of these things are.
Oh my.
Ah.
You only got one
Ooh,
extra card. How do
ah.
you know what 2 of these things are?
I played the one that I knew.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with.
No. You know what?
Yeah. Boop.
Let's do that.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm in. Philip, you in?
I'm in. Yes.
You go first.
He's not cheating.
He's
this time.
officially
Well, hey,
in this time.
I'm also gonna.
Or do you want to reveal first this time?
Okay, good. I'm making sure these aren't like pull
Yeah.
extra
All right.
cards.
Let's reveal first this time.
All right, so
So we are doing a boxing where there's punchings only
punches only.
Oh man.
okay.
on a giant magnet, but we can fly.
Oh.
All right.
my
Nice.
We're
gosh.
levitating on the magnet.
There we go. That's
Punching.
right.
It's like air. It's like a cloud ball in Final Fantasy X, whatever that was.
Sure.
I don't think I'm winning this one.
I don't know
All
that
right,
I will either.
Philip, what are you?
I am an ent.
What
Oh
is that?
God, the giant trees from Lord of the Rings.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
a
No
giant
idea.
tree.
Okay.
Giant tree. It talks.
They talk and
Takes
walk.
It takes a long time to decide stuff too. We
Okay.
have decided you are not goblins. All right, and I draw and play 2 random attributes.
Oh my God.
I am an ent, wearing sharpened stilettos, armed with a war hammer.
Oh my god.
But you can't use it
But I can't use
because it's punches only.
I mean, you can punch with a weapon.
Not true. All right. Well, I'm a hipster.
All right.
That's a hoarder. I'm throwing all kinds of stuff.
And I got a werewolf on a pogo stick.
Who flies?
He's just like bobbing up and down as he's flying.
This is terrible because I got like
Put it out there.
Mr. Rogers.
All right.
Who's completely a pacifist. And then he's riding a depressed centaur.
It's okay. The
it's
centaur
okay.
will punch.
The
That's what it is.
centaur's like, he's like, it's okay, centaur. I'll be your friend.
Oh, yes, yes.
He's making the centaur fight for him.
Exactly. There we go.
Fine.
He's boosting his self-esteem.
Blitzball. Keith,
I'm
it
just
was blitz-
disappointed
Blitzball.
because I had another one that would have been really good, but I didn't choose it because I wanted to pick Mr. Rogers.
All right, so my hipster that's a hoarder can control machines.
And I have laser eyes on my werewolf.
All right.
Not that I can use them in a punches only match.
And Mr. Rogers can control machines because I get
Aw.
to steal an attribute from an opponent.
Okay. My Ent wearing sharpened
Can
stilettos.
draw 2 more attributes from the deck.
Armed. Hey, that would be random, so it's not even like I picked that. Okay. My Ent wearing sharpened stilettos, armed with a war hammer, is 10 stories tall,
Okay.
which I think is like a story taller than the Ents were in Lord of the Rings.
But it's not affected by the magnet because it's wood.
Yep. So
Anyone's affected by the magnet.
I'm going to say the werewolf, he's kind of intimidating with his laser eyes. Like, he can't actually use them on you, but,
Yeah.
you know they're there.
Comes over and
It's
pees
like-
Oh,
on
my
you.
gosh.
hipster's a hoarder, so he's got like days old ramen on his hands, and he's like he's just punching you with that.
Well, it's like, instead of brass knuckles, he's
Yeah.
got like ramen knuckles.
He's got,
Knuckles.
but it's like ramen with like mold on it, so you're just like it's like he's
Poison
punching,
damage.
like,
I
like-
wasn't sure if it was raw ramen. So it's like, kind of,
No,
leaving
this
those
is
indentations.
this
so
is
the-
like
the
he's cooked it and it's been left out, and so it's aged quite a bit
Oh
squiggly.
my
Don't touch
God.
me.
because he's a hoarder.
Don't touch me.
And he's just like, come on, you want to go? They smell too. I haven't taken I don't believe in deodorant.
Oh my god.
Did you know the government has planted deodorant as a way to artificially introduce aluminum into your body?
No.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Not
I
even,
don't even
not
know
even
what to
trying
say
to
about
fight.
that.
You're not gonna. Your werewolf's just like, I'm just enjoying my pogo stick, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do.
All
I
right.
don't even know. Like Mr. Rogers, he doesn't fight.
Then why did you pick him?
Because I didn't know it was a fighting one. I picked him
Most of
before
them
you
are
should-
fighting-ish.
Well, the Tour de France.
The game is
wasn't.
called Super Fight.
But the Tour de France wasn't fighting.
Canada killed everybody.
I would say, like, maybe you say Mr. Rogers was as more
Used
so
to be a
trying
Marine
to.
sniper. Oh wait, that was fake. Damn it.
He's trying to passively, say, "Would you please stop it?" He's like he's punching, but it's like we all need to just
It's
get along
recreation.
here.
He's not. He's not killing anybody.
solving a problem.
It's box-
solving a problem.
Problem solved. Timmy.
He can control the
Timmy, I got
magnetic
shocked
giant
again.
or the gigantic magnet.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with. That I don't have it anymore.
Yeah,
Stupid.
he can control the magnet and make everybody else fall off.
I
I
think
just dropped my warhammer.
But
Just
if
let
they
it-
fly, then no one else can really fall off because they're all flying. Never mind.
All right,
This is dumb.
Cindy, who are you voting for?
No one.
No one.
I'm abstaining.
She's like, I vote for the magnet.
Yeah, there you go.
Phil, who are you voting for?
The Ents haven't decided. yet.
I'm leaning toward either the Ent or Mr. Rogers with
Oh,
the description
whatever.
that I gave.
I
Solving
feel,
a
like
problem.
I feel like the werewolf peed on me. 'Cause I'm a tree.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that Centaur's probably got like a heck of a kick. So probably like, even though it's boxing, he's like, my feet are hands. Wow.
That's true.
oh yeah. I forgot Mr. Rogers was riding a depressed centaur. Yeah, I'll go.
I don't really feel like this.
That's what it is. Yeah,
Yes, this-
Mr. Rogers isn't really the one fighting. He's just controlling the centaur,
Yeah,
or he's just there.
No, I imagine so like he's like Rocky, where like he's the old man in the corner, like, get up, Rock.
Oh
Or
my
is this
gosh.
is this depressed centaur? Is this from like the tiny village that Mr. Rogers visits, and it's really just a puppet?
It's on his hand. He's just like slapping you with the puppet on his hand.
It's one of those. It's one of those ones with the stick and the two levers, and it's got the little.
Yeah.
Oh, like Rock'em
The
Sock'em
punching
robots.
nuns.
The little punching nuns. Yeah.
Oh, those
I
things.
got you.
Oh my god.
If we're going that way, I'm definitely voting that.
So there you go. That is Super Fight
Oh my gosh.
Fight.
with a lot of extra stuff that I've acquired over the years.
A lot of extra stuff.
And
All
there's all sorts of packs. I saw they had at Target. They didn't have the base game, but they had the 90s pack.
Huh.
Yeah. Or maybe they did, and I just didn't pay attention because I have the base game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they have this like 90s pack. They have like there's like a Undead. There's like a Walking Dead pack.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Of course, there's a Walking Dead pack.
Mm-hmm.
There's Walking Dead
What-
themed everything.
Oh no, it was Cards Against Humanity from the PAX East.
Yes.
Still one of the best like revelations of wait, what in the world?
Where there was like random oatmeal, but it turned out to have cards in it. So everyone was like, wait, what? This isn't random nonsense that we got?
Because when you got it in the swag bag, it said Pone Meal, oatmeal for gamers, and there's like just enough oatmeal in the pack to when you shake it, it makes that oatmeal pack sound.
Yeah,
So you're like, well, this is stupid. There's food carts over there. What do I need oatmeal for? And then you just see like 20 people around a trash can. These packs and oatmeals are, and people are trading back. What are you guys doing? There's Cards Against Humanity in the oatmeal.
Oh my god.
That is pretty cool. That's clever little thing. Like the what was like the crap expansion, and people were like, "Oh yeah, there's probably something in it."
Oh, yeah,
and they,
and then-
Oh, yeah, it was
break it
little-
open. There's nothing in
Yeah,
it.
it's literally
They sold
just
out.
Yeah.
I want to
Bull
say
crap.
like the website sold out, and they even put on like, guys, it's a box of manure. It's 100% what it is. No jokes, no lies. It's still sold out.
I remember they had an update where it was like, you don't know how hard it is that or how hard or how much paperwork we have to go through to literally send you.
Ship this stuff. Was it? I think one of their Black Friday deals, they raised the price by $5.
Yeah.
and they sold out.
Who was this?
The people
Cards
who make
Against Humanity.
Oh.
That like, sure, their product's kind of iffy, but like their marketing team is
Marketing
like the
team is
greatest.
hilarious.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
that's good.
that
You
was
can buy
like I think that was the first Black Friday thing they did. We're like, we're gonna up the price $5, and people bought it.
Oh my gosh.
I think one of my favorite things is when they did that and they got all the money they raised, and then everyone was required to print it. Like they gave all the money to their employees, like $10,000 or whatever, and everyone was required to list out what they bought.
Oh, okay.
And there were some really like detailed things in there. I can't say much more.
I mean, like, and they have done some good stuff. They didn't they like the factory that prints the cards? They like bought. They paid everyone's salary straight for a day, and they were like, "Please take the day off."
Yeah,
Was that them?
I don't know. I don't remember, but there was one where it was like they just dug a hole. Give us money so we can keep digging this hole.
Digging this hole. They did the 8 days of Cards Against Humanity,
Yeah, the Christmas one.
the Christmas one. That was cool. Like all the people, because our other friend Chris,
Yeah,
he
it was you
signed up
paid
for
like a pack and you got like presents every day.
Oh
Like
wow.
one of them was it was a picture of a small square of like some famous painting that they had bought with all the money. And they're like, you can vote to either we donate the painting to some museum or we shred the painting and give you each the square that you deserve.
We laser cut the painting into exactly how many squares of everyone
Yeah.
who bought.
Wow.
I think that- He was lord of a castle for
yeah,
three
for
whole
3
minutes.
He was able to issue like 1 or 2 decrees or something like that.
1 degree a minute.
Yeah.
So there were 3 decrees. And the Dirtbags of Holding are the official gaming group of whatever that castle was.
Until it got replaced probably with
Until it got
some other, because everybody else had the same thought. But I'll mention what some of the purchases were after we get to the show, where you could just clip it and cut it off.
All right.
All right,
Okay, that's
so that's all we've got. Roll that beautiful bean footage. That's
You didn't say your line.
I said that's
already
all we got
said
this
it.
episode.
But yeah, that's after the music starts. It's right there.
Oh my gosh.
This podcast is an Obsessive Comics Disorder production. Visit OCDcast.com for other great content like the Dirtbags of Holding podcast, where we play the best RPGs in the worst way possible.
You can email us comments and questions at feedback@boardsandswords.com. Follow us on Instagram at Boards and Swords Pod, or on Facebook at facebook.com/OCDcast. You should also follow our individual accounts. I'm Cindy Pastorius on Twitter and Instagram.
I am ColeCakes196.
Chris the Prof.
And Dirtbag Phil on Twitter.
Did you get it?
What?
I thought you were Phil the
I thought you were
Dirtbag.
Phil the Dirtbag.
Oh, that's right. I am Phil the Dirtbag.
Oh yeah, I play Spyfall.
Sorry, you just always used to say, because that
Well, because
guy...
I haven't checked in a while. I'm going to check.
Anyway.
So we are also a part of the Dice Tower Network. You can go on to the dicetowernetwork.com and is it .com?
Yeah. There's also dicetower.com.
Okay, you can go on there and find some other board gaming related podcasts and see what other people think, and they're probably not nearly as entertaining as us, but they're there, so check them out. And the network is also sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. You can go to coolstuffinc.com and check out all their awesome sales and get some board games. It's awesome.
Sometimes I feel like I should sing this part of the song. No.
As far as I think you're singing, no, but I get it. I get it.
Lastly, thanks to our sponsor, Easy Roller Dice. Go check out their website for awesome gaming gear that will upgrade your gaming experience.
Oh, yeah.
I promise it.
Mm-hmm.
And so thanks to them. Thanks to you for listening, for watching. And we thank you. Come back next time. We'll talk about more great stuff. In the meantime, remember that every gamer has a story. And apparently Canada wins the Tour de France. All right, so one of the things was like a golden dildo.
Ew.
That's why I couldn't say it on the... We're still streaming, but this part's not getting in the podcast. That's the part I care about.
I just love if someone pops in right now. Golden dildo.
I'll have to find the page and send it out because it's great. Like a lot of the people are like, I paid off my student loans. And then there's a bunch of people, it's like, I donated to this charity and to this charity.
Like, hell no.
So it's like, I heard that.
Ingress heard that.
So, yeah, there we go. All right, see you everyone next time.
Bye, everybody.
No.